Greetings, adventure. Welcome to the D20 Academy podcast. I'm Shiloh.
And I'm Gabriel, and this week is our class rebuild on the Bard. Alright, welcome back to our monthly series as we go class to class from the 12 core classes of D&D 5th edition, break them down, and remake them how we'd like them and how we think is more balanced. Alright, we did the Barbarian last month, and this week is the Bard. We've had a lot of fun with these so far. Hope you guys have enjoyed the ride along. And before we get into it, Shiloh?
Hey, if you want to follow along with what we're talking about here, because we're rebuilding a whole class, it kind of gets confusing. Well, you can find the PDF of the rebuilt class in our Discord, so you can follow along with this episode. Hey, Discord? We have a Discord? Yeah, we have a Discord. You can join the Academy on Discord by messaging us on Instagram or DMing us or commenting on Instagram, where we are D20_Academy. And then also, you can find us on YouTube, just D20 Academy, or comment there, whatever it is. Get into the Discord, get the PDF so you can follow along with this episode.
Bada bing, bada boom. Let's set the room, alright? So you're a bard.
Yeah.
You want to be more than just a bard from the player's handbook. You want a little bit, maybe a little more spice. You want to remove some of the dumb abilities that you never use. Well, welcome to our version of the bard.
Yeah. Hey, you know something crazy I just looked at before we start recording. So, the Class Rebuild series has replaced our Class Spotlight series. Our Class Spotlight on the Bard was episode 12. This is episode 61. Wow. So we have not talked about the Bard in a long time.
It has been a very long time.
Yep, that's a really long time. So I'm excited to get back into the Bard. The Bard is maybe my favorite class. It was definitely the most attractive class to me when I first got into 5th edition, and it has stayed like one of my favorites. I don't know if it is my favorite for sure.
You looked at it and you're like, oh, it's me, but with spells.
Yeah, well, let's not assume I can't cast spells. Once again, if you want to follow along as we're talking about, because it can get a little confusing, you can find the PDF of this class, this rebuild class that we've made on our Discord, in the class rebuild channel. And also, if you want to discuss it, we're going to start a conversation in our Discord after this episode is posted about this rebuild class. What do you guys think about it? If you liked it, if you didn't like it, what you think of it, if you want to use it in your own games. And if you want to join that discussion and give your own opinions or hear other people's opinions on this rebuilt Bard, we're also going to be doing that in our Discord. Basically, our Discord is the best place in the world, and you have everything you need there, is what I'm saying. Okay. We learned from last month, which was the first ever class rebuild we ever did.
And it was like 2 hours long.
Okay, mostly I learned.
No, okay. It wasn't 2 hours. It wasn't 2 hours.
It was like an hour and a half. I learned, don't be confusing, Shiloh, idiot. Start at first level and then go to 20th. I started at second.
Yeah.
I did that horribly, and that's my fault. Okay? So which is why I'm handing this off to Gabe to start us off. Gabe, let's talk about, let's just start conceptually. What is, what was it like coming into rebuilding the Bard class?
So, we wanted to add/change a couple different things, okay? First off, I want to say that the Bard class is pretty spot on. It's a pretty great class.
It's such a good class.
Couldn't be honest. So, there wasn't too much that we could do at first. We were thinking about, okay, how can we spice this up a little bit? Give them a little more interesting abilities and such. So our first thing was to change how Bardic Inspiration works, and perhaps, wait, nope, that's not what I'm thinking about. Nope. Never mind. Nope.
It's okay. We'll get to all our things.
We'll get there.
But when we sat down, we're like, hey, so by the way, how these things work, we've done some work, we've come up with some ideas, and we're going to go over those with you, and we also want to come up with things real time during this episode, to add on. But I don't just want to flounder around and just come into this episode with no pre-planning. So we have already thought of some stuff. We've already written some notes down. But we will be coming up with, a lot of what we're going to, how we're going to rebuild the class live during this episode. But me and Gabe sat down, and we're like, okay, what do we do with the Bard? And we look through the bard, and we're like, this class is really just a good class. It's just a good, solid class. It was much easier to find what we wanted to change in the barbarian, because it was a martial class, very simple. It gets very repetitive and stuff. And so we had a lot of things that we wanted to, do to spice up that class. But the bard is just so good. It's such a good, solid class. Not too weak, not too overpowered. Flavor is nice and spot on. So there are a couple things that we didn't like that we wanted to change, but those are very minor. We're going to get into those. And we just also wanted to just make leveling up more fun. We wanted to give it a little more customizability. Things like
which
that.
is what I was going to jump into. My mind just went blank, and I started talking about inspiration for some reason.
Yep.
Yeah. So essentially, one of the biggest things that we did with this class was kind of shuffle around at what levels they get what, you know?
Yep.
We felt it was too long before they got magical secrets, which allows them to choose spells from other class spell lists, which is like a really cool abilities thing. You know, it's has a nice little flavor to it, has a nice little ability that switches up things from just being just a bard, you know?
Yeah.
You get a little bit of this, you get a little bit of that. It's kind of a theme, you know, you get to jack of all trades and expertise.
Yeah.
So we want to introduce that a little bit earlier.
So let's jump in here at first level. What you get at first level, what we think is kind of foundational to the bard. Obviously, spellcasting is number one.
Mm-hmm.
Gabe, what did we do to spellcasting?
Spellcasting. Wait, I'm trying to remember which version of it we settled on.
Okay, main thing.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, there's two primary things we changed. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, we kind of changed up how it's not always tied to charisma.
Yep.
We can add the ability for you to be an intelligence bard. Because while we were going through, I was looking at the subclasses, and I was looking at the lore bard. And I'm like, you know, I just don't see how this is intrinsically tied to charisma, you know? You're someone who's a bard because you've learned all of these stories, you've learned all of these things in, like, a academic setting. And I think that lends itself a little bit more towards intelligence.
And...
Now, not trying to take away from charisma, but...
Right. And, you know, anytime you can help out intelligence is a good time. As you may have listened to our 5th edition rant or other episodes that we talked about, like class spell on the wizard, I assume. I don't really recall. But we think intelligence is too much of a dump stat in the game and should be given more love. You really only want high intelligence if you're a wizard. Otherwise, it's basically a dump stat. Whereas charisma is used for bards and sorcerers and paladins and stuff like that. So,
warlocks.
The two things you get at first level are spellcasting and your bard college. Like we mentioned in the last class rebuild and our 5th edition rant, I think. Choose your subclass at first level, guys. Why is it 3rd level? Bard literally makes 0 sense why you choose it at 3rd level, because the flavor is that your subclass is your bard college, the college that you went to and studied at. Why would you get that at 3rd level unless you went to college between 2nd and 3rd level? That doesn't make sense because you're probably going to be in the middle of an adventure. Obviously, it makes sense to choose the college that you went to in your backstory at 1st level. So we changed your subclass to 1st level and kept spellcasting at 1st level. You may notice that you do not get bardic inspiration at 1st level. We bumped that up to 2nd level, and we're going to talk about that in a second here. So, one thing is spellcasting ability tied to your subclass. And we're going to get into the subclasses in a second, but yeah, that's one thing we changed. What's the second thing we changed?
Other than about spellcasting?
Yes. Okay. They're prepared casters now.
Right. Oh, okay. I was really confused for a second. I was like, yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yes, they're prepared casters now, because just, you know, being a known caster, like, it just kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's not fun, and also we felt like prepared casters make more sense thematically for bards.
Yeah.
Definitely like the College of Lore kind of vibe. Traveling people who are going around, you know, collecting information and collecting stories and songs and stuff like that. It makes sense that they're prepared casters. you know, because creating a work of art is typically not spontaneous. You know, so, you know, bards who are performers, you know, like what bards are, they, you know, they plan out dance, they plan out songs, they write, you know, what shows, plays. That's what bards are, and that is a very prepared kind of vibe. Does that make sense? And so we felt like it made more sense for them to be prepared casters. Also, we prepared casters are stronger and more fun, more options, and anytime you get more options is a good time.
Yeah. Exactly. Being a prepared caster just gives you so many more options of what you can take because you can choose your spells every long rest, which opens up the door for you to take more utility spells because you don't have to be tied down to it for an entire level. You know?
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I can take this utility spell for this day, and so it encourages you to take more utility spells, which I like. So you're not just loading up on Fireball.
Yep.
And whatever else.
Okay, final note. We realized while we were looking at the bard spellcasting that there's a rule in there that says you can use a musical instrument as your spellcasting focus for bard spells. Didn't even realize that was a thing, and that's awesome. So we kept that, obviously, because that's the coolest thing ever. Should we add it, musical instrument or soapbox, as a spellcasting focus for your bards?
Soapbox. Every time you in combat, you just like bring out a soapbox like from your bag or something. You put it on the ground, stand on it, and then you go to move. You pick it up with you.
And you just start giving a speech about saving the turtles. You can cast spells from that soapbox. Okay, so spellcasting changed little couple things. Bard College. I think we talk about this at the end, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about that at the end. Just know.
But just know that you get it at first level.
Yes, and your subclass, your college dictates what your spellcasting ability is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, moving on. Nice and clear. You know, we started from level 1. We got this.
Yep. Nice and simple.
Level 2, Bardic Inspiration. Yep, we kept it. It's cool.
Obviously.
I don't think we changed much about it. You know, it seems pretty intrinsic to the class.
Yeah, it's kind of like the main thing about the class.
You know, it's...
Yeah.
Cast spells, like, and it can, you know, inspire people. Wow.
Wow. Look at that. Yes, did we keep everything? We basically kept everything the same.
Yeah.
Because Bardic Inspiration is an amazing spell. I mean, not a spell, feature.
Ability. Feature.
So, as you know, each class kind of has like, most of the classes have like this kind of like main defining feature that they get at very, very early that kind of defines their playstyle and how they are unique. Barbarians get Rage, Bards get Inspiration, Clerics get, Channel Divinity, stuff like that.
Which we'll get to when we get to the Cleric.
Yeah, Druids get Wild Shape, right? Kind of this defining character you get at an early level that kind of defines your playstyle and stuff. Bardic Inspiration is such a great ability. It exemplifies the Bard as a support class who helps, people and buffs their allies. By the way, something we should change. If you're down for it.
All right, of course.
So right now you can use this feature a number of times equal to your charisma modifier.
Mm-hmm.
So should we change that because the College of Lore Bards...
Oh, gotcha. Spellcasting ability modifier.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
Casting ability modifier. All right. Now, yes, it does make more thematic sense for it to be charisma because you're inspiring people with, like, your... literally by, like, supporting them and being like, good job! You're doing a good job, Johnny! Or singing to them or whatever. But just because we don't want to really hurt College of Lore people.
Also, I think you can, like, kind of work with, like, College of Lore, like, you're, like, reading an inspiring bit of, like, prose or poetry.
Or
like, from an old book that you've learned.
Giving them, support with, like, knowledge and, like, telling them good tactics or weaknesses of the enemy they're fighting or whatever. Bardic Inspiration is, like, basically a perfect feature. It's It's just amazing. Yeah, okay.
I'm just like coming with like random things that bards could say, like, "Fight not the evil outside, but the demons within." And the fighter's like, "Oh yes," and hits the demon harder. I don't
Yep. This might just turn into me talking about how awesome the bard is already and how much I love it. But anyway, bardic inspiration basically the same because it's really awesome. And it's just such a good balanced feature.
All right, jack of all trades.
Yep.
Oh yeah, so we added jack of all trades and expertise at second level, so they're both like tied together. I think you got jack of all trades at second level or expertise at second level. Which one?
Typically, you get expertise at third and jack of all trades at second.
Expertise at third. All right. Yeah, we just figured it fits well going together at the same level.
Yep.
You know, they're very similar in what they like do.
Yeah, they're two sides of the same coin. So one is a general boost to all your non-proficient skills, and then one is a specific boost to a couple of your proficient skills.
Yes.
I love that the bard.
Also to mention.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, you continue.
Oh, I just love that the bard is a jack of all trades kind of character. I love how in character creation you can choose 3 of any skill. There's not a list of skills to choose from. I love that about it. And jack of all trades expertise, already great features that help do this. Yeah, good.
So everyone, take up the calendars. This is the time you talk about how amazing the bard is. All right.
Sorry.
Moving on.
What did you say?
Nothing. Nothing.
Okay.
Moving on. Also, I know it was your favorite bard feature, but unfortunately, we have removed Song of Rest. I know this is like why you chose a bard. I understand that, but unfortunately, we just felt like it was too game breaking. Especially at 17th level when you got 1d12. Actually, when you healed hit points during a short rest. I'm sorry. It just had to go.
Okay, yeah, guys, come on. You probably didn't even know Song of Rest was a feature that the bard had. So let's just forget that ever existed. That's the that relative that you just like to you want to forget about and remove from your family history. That's what the Song of Rest is. So let's just forget that ever existed and move on to third level.
Wait, before that,
Yep.
Tangent about the thing you were talking about before we got in Song of Rest.
Sure.
All right, sorry, getting all over the place. You're talking about how with Jack of all trades you can choose. Oh wait, sorry. With expertise, they can choose like from many of the skills.
Yeah.
We were also discussing, I guess we forgot to tag it on here at the beginning in our notes, was how we want to remove, like, when you're making a character and you're choosing proficiencies, we want to remove, like, the limits.
Oh, yeah.
And what skills you can choose for each class. Just because it's not like it's a super big balance issue. It's not like, oh, I can only take these because I have to take these skills. We just feel you should have that freedom to, without having it being tied down to what class you have,
I mean, it depends on your opinion on it. I'm not going to say that our word is gospel or that we're right, because I think there is a space where you're like, because they grew up training in this expertise, these are the things that they have access to, and it makes sense, and that's fine. I won't really fight either way. Do whatever you want for your own game, and we're not really going to talk about this in these class rebuilds or whatever. This is just kind of a homebrew stuff. That we like. It'll just like how we like adding your intelligence modifier to the amount of proficiencies you gain at first level. Yeah. That's basically one thing we were also talking about. How me and Gabe, personally, we don't really care that there's like a limited amount of skills you can choose from when you build your character, restricted by your class. Because it's kind of weird. And like usually you're going to choose those skills in that list anyway, so
yeah,
and it just makes for a better balanced party too, so that you guys can have more of a different skills, variety of skills, so someone can be better at be proficient in nature, someone's proficient in history, whatever, so you can all excel in particular areas. Yes, thank you for talking about that. Very minor, but okay.
Right,
Gabe,
now we can move on.
Sorry, before we get into third level, because we are still in the process of making this class, I want to propose something I just thought of.
All right, propose it.
I will propose it. I will propose. Will you marry me? So
Maybe.
jack of all trades, expertise, right? We're talking about how bards are, good at a lot of things, very good at particular skills, stuff like that, right?
Correct.
Hear me out. Can we do something similar with ASIs? Okay? Right now, how we have it is your ability score improvements are at classic bard levels. 4th, 8th, 12th, basically everyone with a fighter gets them at those levels. A fighter has a lot of ability score improvements. Extra ones, right?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying we give them as much as the fighter because that would make the bard very, very powerful. But is there a space where, because I feel like that kind of ties into the same kind of jack of all trades expertise kind of vibe. Is it like more ability score improvements, but each one you only get a +1? Or, because I like the idea of your bard, you kind of have your expertise or whatever. I like that you could get more feats as a bard,
I think that might just mess up the balance of it too much.
Yeah, it may.
Because depending on what feats and build you're going for, because of how all over the place the feats are with balance wise, I don't know.
Something to think about. Let's hop in to 3rd level.
Alright. 3rd level. You get magical secrets. This is the thing you typically get at starting at 11th level.
10th, I think.
We moved it down here. 10th?
Yeah.
10th. Yep. You're right. Yep. I'm wrong. Shaw was right, as normal. Alright, magical secrets. This is the thing that allows you to choose from any class, including this one, a spell. You learn that spell, it doesn't count against your number of spells known. Wait. Yeah. We can change the wording of that later.
Oh, yeah, because you're not known anymore. It's prepared.
Yep, and then you get, choose another one at 7th, 9th, 13th, and 17th. So that's a total of 5 spells, in addition to the spells that you normally can prepare, that you know. Bada bing, bada boom. Allows you to be a bit more of a jack of all trades.
Yep. Okay, so magical rest, typically you get it regularly, you get it at 10th level, and then again at 14th, and then again at 18th. At each of those levels, you gain access to 2 spells from any class list. So we were looking at this and we were kind of talking about it. First of all, nobody gets to 10th level. I mean, yes, you can, but it's so far down the line. This feature is really inconsequential. And I like it. I really like that. Because the Bard is a support class. And I like the concept that you can, because you're a support class, you should be able to adapt to what your party needs. Okay? Do you need some extra healing? Dip into cleric spells. Do you need some more spell versatility? Dip into wizard spells. Right? Stuff like that. If you want to be more of a powerful tank or whatever, dip into a paladin spell. So I like the idea that the Bard can kind of, grab a couple spells from other classes to adapt to the party makeup and the party balance and stuff like that, right?
Exactly.
To fit it and be a good support boy.
And balance-wise, this is also a bit of a nerf to how Magical Secrets works, as it would in the original Bard class at higher levels. Because there's a limit on what spell you can choose. It must be from a level that you can cast at that level that you have access to Magical Secrets. Once you get to 3rd level, you've got two level... I can't speak. You get access to level 2 spells. So, at 3rd level, you can choose a level 2 spell. Or a level 1 spell if you want. So adding it at a lower level forces you to choose a lower level spell as a magical secret. In addition to that, we also have reduced the amount of spells that you choose by 1 over the course of all the 20 levels of the Bard. So that's another little small nerf to Magical Secrets.
Yeah, so instead of choosing 2 spells, you just choose 1.
One.
Or
Yep.
a cantrip from another class. But you get it more often. So instead of just at 10th, 14th, and 18th, you get it at 3rd, 7th, 9th, 13th, and 17th. And we chose those levels because that is when you gain access to the next level spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
And also, so keep in mind, right? Think about regular Magical Secrets. 2 spells at 10th, 2 at 14th, 2 at 18th. That means you're getting access to 6 spells. With this, you're only getting access to 5 spells. And you're getting access, because you're getting them at lower levels, you're only getting access to 2 spells from a level that you have. Does that make sense? Like Gabe was explaining. So at 3rd, you can only choose a 2nd or 1st level. Whereas in regular, you get it at 10th. You can choose, a 5th or lower. But I don't think this is really too much of a nerf because you're getting this earlier on. You can adapt more because you have more options to choose from. More chances to take spells and adapt to whatever the adventure is how it's evolving or how the party makeup is evolving. So that's what we did to Magical Secrets, and I don't really think it's too much of a nerf, and I like it.
Yep. Works well. Alright. I think it's all of it there is for 3rd level, correct?
Yeah, you also get a Bard College feature.
Bard College feature, yep. Which we're going to get to at the end of this. It's mainly the thing that we're going to be creating in this episode.
Yep.
It's revamping the Bard Colleges. Alright, get to that later. 4th level, ability score improvements as per normal.
Yep.
5th level, Font of Inspiration, which basically makes your inspiration recharge on a short rest instead of a long rest. Alright.
Both.
Or both.
Yeah. And
only short rests.
Yep, and your Bardic Inspiration die goes up as normal. We kept all the same Bardic Inspiration die stuff, so it changes to a D8 at 5th level, and we kept all that stuff.
Yes. Alright, I don't think there's any other core class abilities until we get to 20th level with Superior Inspiration.
Wait, let's talk about this and how this was like the first thing we talked about.
So yeah, I brought this up when we were first going over what we want to do with the Bard. I was like, the capstone ability sucks. You're 20th level, you're insanely powerful in pretty much any setting. Why is the capstone ability you regain 1 use of your Bardic Inspiration when you roll for initiative if you have no uses? Which, first of all, it recharges on a short rest. Second of all, if you have 2 uses of your Bardic Inspiration, you don't get anything back. And if you're all out, it's been a really long adventuring day, you're 20th level. You're 20th level. As high as it gets. You come into combat, and you get 20% of your class feature back. That's it.
Yeah, the capstone ability is what it's called, the thing you get at 20th level, is really, really bad for the Bard. I mean, so bad. I don't even know why they put it in here. And, compared to, I know Paladin's a bad example to compare things to because it's a broken class, we all know it. But for Paladin, at 20th level, you're getting, like, these avatars that, like, turn you into, like, invincible gods. This just is
For a minute, not good. Yeah.
So, I know, like...
Oh, I get 1 use of Bardic Inspiration back. Sick.
I know this is really inconsequential because it's 20th level, and, like, the chance that someone will play this class rebuild all the way to 20th level is, like, so small. But, for our own sanity's sake, we change it so that when you roll initiative, you have no uses of Bardic Inspiration left. You regain all your uses, okay? So, yeah.
Alright. Yeah, it just makes sense.
Yep.
Oh, also, honorable mention, we also did remove Counter Charm.
I forgot about that.
This was your, actually, second favorite part of the Bard class. It's not the inspiration, it's not the spell casting, it's not the expertise in Jack of all trades. It's Counter Charm.
Yeah. Counter Charm.
That you use every single encounter.
Yep.
I'm sorry, it was just too good. Came up too often. Couldn't have it.
Yep. Yes, Counter Charm is like the worst thing ever. You're never going to use it as a Bard. It's a horrible tactical decision all the time. So we just removed it.
And we're making it an entire class of its own, which we'll get to at the end of this.
Wait, sorry, what?
Yeah, the Counter Charm class.
Oh, yes. Yes. I want it. So that's kind of all the basic stuff. As you can see, we didn't change a lot. We moved some stuff around. We split some stuff up. Now, we also did change it so that you basically get something every level. Because I think every time you level up, looking at the next spell thing, and it's a dash in the spell table, is so depressing. Yes, typically if it has a dash, and it means you're a spellcaster, and you just get access to new level spells, which is fun. But I just think that's depressing. One thing about playing a monk, like 50% of why playing a monk is so fun and satisfying, is because every time you level up, you get a really cool, fun new thing. Whether it's running up walls or catching arrows or living, having immortality. That's so fun, and I think I want to keep that every time you level up, you want to look at the table and you see that actually there is something. So it's usually a bard class feature, a magical secrets, expertise, an increase of the bardic inspiration die or something. Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. Let's make some stuff. Subclasses. So, we are keeping the two from the core rulebook, but we're adding one of our own.
Wait, don't say this.
Makes sense?
Sorry. Let's not.
Yeah, I know.
Or something, we don't know yet.
We can't call it College of Creation, because it's already a College of Creation. I don't know if I kind of...
Right, whatever. Okay, real quick.
Whatever. We want to add another subclass.
Yeah. So, like with the Barbarian, we want to make sure every class has at least 3 subclasses, because once again, more options equals more fun. College of Lore and Valor, we kept... we're going to change their features, maybe, but we kept them. And then, for the third one, we wanted more of like a... What are we trying to do here?
I don't know, we didn't really settle on anything, and your name of it wasn't exactly the best.
Yeah. More of like a performance kind of thing. So whether you're, because bards are really performers.
Yeah, I was thinking something like on the lines of like an orator, like you're like Orpheus.
Yeah. So
or you're singing like Orpheus or whatever,
yeah.
You use it as like a performance to do stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You're a musician or a dancer or a poet or whatever. Because College of Lore and Valor, like none of those are kind of like your classic bard. So we did kind of want more of like a classic bard performer kind of vibe. If you didn't feel like you really fit into the other ones. So at first level, we added these new features here. So when you choose it at first level, you get the Halls of feature. So in College of Lore, it's Halls of Knowledge, Valor, Halls of Heroism, Creation, or whatever we're going to call this final one. Halls of Imagination. What are these?
All right, so these are what you get at first level, because, yep, we like having subclasses at first level. So let's start with the College of Lore. Halls of Knowledge. So, when you join the College of Lore first level, you gain 2 languages of your choice, and you gain proficiency with the Arcana and History skills, and double your proficiency to any check you make with these skills. So, more expertise.
Yep.
If you're already proficient, blah, 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 you can gain proficiency with another skill of your choice. Your spellcasting ability is Intelligence. As we were saying earlier, we think it fits if they're Intelligence, and we like Intelligence.
Yeah. So taking and then Valor, it's you gain proficiency with medium armor, shields, and martial weapons, and then athletics, intimidation skills, and you double your proficiency bonus with them. Your spellcasting ability is Charisma. For this third subclass, Halls of Imagination, you gain proficiency with 3 tools of your choice, performance and persuasion skills. Spellcasting ability is Charisma. We would just want to do this at first level because these are like kind of character creation-y things, getting more proficiencies, and also deciding what your spellcasting ability is. And we felt that the regular features you get from your subclass at third level for like Lore and Valor were too powerful to get at first level. So,
which is why you get them at third level.
Like normal. Yeah. So there's cutting words for...
Cutting words?
Yep.
cutting words for the lore, and then it's combat inspiration.
Yep.
For valor.
I love both of these. I love that they're giving you alternate ways to use your inspiration, and I just love that the way how cutting words works and how combat inspiration works.
Yep. I only like half like combat inspiration.
Yeah.
But it's fine enough. I have a gripe that never mind with the first half. But second half is really cool. You got it adding it to your AC. Sick. So, how do we want to do this? Do we want to? I think before we do more work on the third college we're making here, we need to figure out what it is.
Yeah. What is
exactly?
What is this thing? So there is an Unearthed Arcana subclass called the College of Creation. Spark of So, it it's a little confusing, but okay. I'm gonna read it. Bards believe the multiverse was given existence through word and sound, esoteric harmonies that continue to resound through existence. The song of creation. The bards of this college draw on this ancient power through performances of dance, music, or song to bring into being what they need most. Yeah, yeah. I think this is a good vibe. Not completely creation, I think, that like you're using your stuff to conjure things, but the idea like you're using performance to change the world, and that the world around you is made up of music and rhythm and stuff like that.
All right, so what do we want to call the college? College of
Cool Guys. How's that?
Maybe a strong contender.
Okay.
Pull my handy friend Thesaurus.
Yeah, I just opened it up too. The Thesaurus is the best tool in the world, by the way. If you for some reason didn't already know that. Okay. What should we call this subclass? Spectacle?
That's what I was thinking.
We're just on the same page today.
Well, yeah, we are on the same page as thesaurus.com. Hashtag not sponsored, but we'd love to be. All right.
Imagine if we were sponsored by Thesaurus.
Thesaurus.
I like Spectacle a lot.
Spectacle or spectacles?
Spectacle. Singular.
All right.
Or College of Sparkles. I think that's another great.
Ooh. College of Gig.
What's your bard college? Gig?
Gig.
Ooh,
oh, I'm a matinee bard.
The College of Intermission. Spectacle. I like that. Very showy. Okay, cool. So I think then this can also contain like circus performers, acrobats, stuff like that.
All right, I like it.
All right. So, what should we give him for third level? So I think it's smart to keep with this like using your inspiration for another thing kind of vibe.
Exactly. Yep.
And here's the initial thing that came to my head. Okay, may I present this to you?
All right.
May I present this to the board, the board of bards. So, we were talking about it in the barbarian class rebuild, and you know what needs to happen more in D&D? Conditions. So, what if your inspiration kind of provides these conditions of some sort? So maybe as long as someone is holding inspiration, their speed is increased, their armor class is increased. Maybe if you can spend an inspiration to, not necessarily like stun an opponent, that's kind of crazy, but maybe to charm them, or to frighten them, or something like that.
If that was the train of thought that I was on. More like, what if it changes so that you could use that resource for inspiration to instead like inflict things on enemies?
Yeah. because you're a performer, like you're distracting them or scaring them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I think.
All right. Yeah. I think this is good.
Yeah, I like it.
Good.
Let's go with it.
Idea
here. What should we call this? What should we call this feature? It has to start with a C because cutting words and combat inspiration. We have to. Therefore, we have to start with a C. No. What are you thinking? Mystify.
Confound.
Confound. How about confounding something?
Yeah.
Confounding resonance. Or just don't worry about it. Just keep it for now. We'll change it in post.
Okay.
We'll fix it in post.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna say at 3rd level. Excuse the clacking of my keys. You learn at okay. You learn to use your powers of your captivating powers of what am I performance and spectacle to affect your opponent. How do you say that? To mystify, terrify, and confound your enemies. Okay. So how does this work? So let's give some. Right. So I think we're gonna give some options, right, on how you can spend this inspiration die. So one of them is to charm them. Also, there should be like a save or something, I assume.
Yeah. So you can cross DC as normal. All right. So I had to trigger here, like
just as a bonus action.
Just as a bonus action.
Yeah, as a bonus.
Oh, and we're both typing.
Action on your turn. You can expend 1 use of your bardic inspiration to attempt to inflict a condition upon a creature that can see. Should it be and or hear you?
Or
see or hear you within 60 feet.
All right.
The creature must how do they word things in here? Make a saving throw or succeed on a wisdom saving throw
against
your spell save DC, or how do you say, suffer the become
less cool,
charmed, frightened. What are other conditions in the game? Randomly grappled, just because that makes sense. Okay, so obviously paralyzation, incapacitation.
No. Okay, here you go. This is how we word it.
Yeah.
Spell save DC.
Yeah.
If the creature fails.
If the creature fails its saving
throw.
It becomes charmed, frightened, or whatever your choice for 1 minute until you lose concentration.
Wait, is this a concentration thing?
No.
No.
1 minute.
I don't think so.
It ends its turn farther 60 feet away from you. you become incapacitated. Oh, that's not how you spell that. Incapacitated, or you end it on your turn as a free action. The creature can repeat its saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on a success.
Bada bing, bada boom. I like it.
It seems pretty good.
Yeah. Huh.
Okay. How about it becomes this condition until the end of its next turn?
There we go. There we go.
Until the end of its next turn. Because otherwise it's way too broken. Because then this is on the ranks of casting the Charm Person spell or the whatever the Frightened Person, what is that spell called? Fear. Or that spell. Charmed, Frightened. Yep. What are the conditions in this game again?
Looking them up here.
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Blinded, charmed, deafened, fatigued, frightened, grappled, incapacitated, invisible, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, prone,
invisible should
stunned,
be one of them.
Unconscious, exhaustion.
It should be invisible.
Exhaustion's not it. Okay. Invisible.
Okay, so let me look at Charmed real quick. Can't attack the Charmer or target the Charmer with abilities or magical effects. That's awesome. That's a great, like, one-turn thing, I think. I think that works really well with this. Frightened, that's pretty strong.
It is really strong.
Honestly. I mean, I don't know. Here's why I think that this might be balanced. I think because it's, expending a bardic inspiration like all the other ones, but because they can still succeed on against the save. The other ones from the other subclasses, you just get it automatically. I mean, there's no risk. Cutting words, you're going to be able to reduce.
This could just be
yeah.
They're
going to be able to add it to their AC or their damage for combat inspiration. But this one, you can, if they succeed the same throw, you wasted your bardic inspiration die. I mean, not totally, but you know what I mean. So this may turn out too powerful. It depends how it goes. I would say if this gets too powerful, change it from a bonus action to an action. Actually, right. I don't know if it would even be that good then at that point.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say that the other one should be prone. I think all the other conditions are either too stupid or, or deafened. Yeah, like we can't paralyze, petrify them, or blind them or anything.
Yeah, that's too much.
So I think prone. It's so confounding. They're like
still, prone is really good.
Yeah, but I would say it's on par with frightened.
Yeah.
And prone they can just stand up.
Actually, it's a little bit better.
No, I disagree.
Wait, also No, this doesn't work well because how's it prone until the end of this next turn? It can't get up?
Oh, yeah, you're right. That doesn't make sense. Okay, but if it fails save throw, it falls prone or becomes charmed or frightened. Until the end of its next turn. We could all just keep charmed and frightened, though, as the two options.
Yeah, I think like charmed and frightened fit the the best.
Yeah,
it's just typically weird for there only to be two choices.
Yeah, I wish there was, and then we couldn't put an Oxford comma. I wish there was like a confused, befuddled condition. That'd be nice. Okay, good third level ability for the College of Spectacle. I like that a lot.
All right. For the other colleges, we're keeping the way that they are for third level. They still get cutting words and combat inspiration, correct?
Yep. Keeping those are great. The 6th level stuff I think is fine. Extra attack, additional magical secrets. What are the other ones? Peerless skill is not the best. Battle magic is pretty good though.
Pure skill starting at 14th level, you can make an ability check. Spend 1 use Bardic Inspiration, roll Bardic Inspiration die. Check.
Yeah. Battle magic means when you use your action to cast a spell, you can make one weapon attack as a bonus action.
So that's so weird to get that at 14th level, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so let's keep extra attack and then battle magic. The only thing I'm going to change about battle magic is it's not just bard spells. For some reason, it says whenever you cast a bard spell, and because we have lots of magical secrets and stuff.
Wait.
I'm going to change that.
The chosen spell counts as a bard spell.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah.
Use. So it's just against spell multiclassing then?
I guess.
When you use your action to cast a bard spell, you can make one weapon. I'm just going to keep it in there actually because there could be like a loophole or something that could break the game, and that might be why they included that. I'm not sure, so because I want to be careful, I'm going to keep that. Okay, so College of Spectacle. So let's look at the let's come up with a 6th level feature here. So Lore gets additional magic secrets. That's fine. College of Valor gets extra attack, which is really good. So what do we give our College of Spectacle for 6th level?
All right. So somewhere on par with an extra attack, an additional spell.
I mean, what fits into... Okay, so one option we have is something that I see in Unearthed Arcana a lot, which is like, the feature is like a new kind of action, or something like that. Like, you can perform the blank action, or whatever. So that's an option, is we kind of come up with like a new thing you can do on your turn. With the 6th level action, with the 6th level feature. Or we could... I mean, both additional magic secrets and extra attack are literally just copies of features that already exist. Right? So, what works good, you know, for this kind of thing? I mean, is there anything already in the class that we can kind of use? Because that seems to be the vibe. There's spellcasting, there's inspiration... I think we should put in counter charm here.
I was actually thinking that.
Yeah, at first I thought it said it as a joke, but then I'm actually like, wait, what if we just make it good though?
A good version of counter charm.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay.
But yeah, okay.
Counter charm.
Wait,
Starting
come up with a better name than that.
Oh, you actually get that at 6th level normally, too. So that's fun. Let's read Counter Charm. You gain the ability to use musical notes or words of power to disrupt mind-influencing effects. This sounds right up the alley of College of Spectacle. As an action, you start a performance that lasts until the end of your next turn. During that time, you and any friendly creatures in 30 feet of you have advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed. A creature must be able to hear you to gain this benefit. The performance ends early if you are incapacitated or silenced, or if you voluntarily end it. Yes, cleansing. Yeah, let's change it from counter charm because otherwise people will be scarred. A cool concept. Awful ability. Awful feature. Just very, very weak and underpowered. I love the concept though. You start performing a jig, and you create an aura around you that helps people have advantage against saving throws, but just frightened and charmed. So here is my amendment that I'm presenting to the Board of Bards. Unless you had something that you...
The Board of Bards will hear you now.
Did you think of something, though, first?
The Board of Bards will hear you now, and then give our own suggestion after.
Okay. Not just advantage on resisting the effects, but also ending the effect.
Case closed. Alright, moving on.
However, I still think Frightened or Charmed too niche. Like we said in the last one, not enough conditions in the game. It's pretty rare that someone's going to be frightened or charmed into battle from an enemy, unless you're fighting like a dragon or like a fairy. So we can create a longer list of conditions. Once again, I don't think we should include every condition because it gets weird with like incapacitated, and this is weird. However, I mean, advantage on death saves, that'd be kind of lit. Is that good enough? Should we change it to a bonus action, maybe to make it stronger too? Or what's the thought here?
The thing is that in the right situation, just cleansing everyone within 30 feet of you from some sort of like, condition can be like encounter saving, against like a dragon, like everyone else failed on their saving throws against the presence.
Yeah.
Ability.
But also it's not lesser restoration. It's just advantage. However, is it too uncommon a thing that compared to magical secrets and extra attack? I mean, I think
give it like the ability to heal a little bit, like either heal or heal and I don't know.
Okay, wait. Hear me out.
Okay.
You start your jig. So, okay, something along these lines. Not saying this is what it should be. In your aura, advantage on saving throws. Now, maybe this is just certain kinds of saving throws. Maybe just wisdom, charisma, intelligence, or whatever. But this makes it so that it's much more common than just conditions. Because you can make saving throws against getting pushed, against getting a spell cast on you, or whatever. Like how you'll be using your additional magical secrets and your extra attack in like every combat. However, that's pretty powerful. I mean, that's basically what a paladin gets, but whatever. Paladins are not the...
So it would be like an action until the end of your next turn?
Wait, what do you mean?
How long would it last?
Okay, is this balanced? Action till the end of your next turn. All your allies within 30 feet get advantage on saving throws. That seems
6th level.
Good to me.
Wait, let's scroll down and look at the Bard aura.
The Bard aura?
Or the Paladin aura. I'm sorry.
Isn't it you just get everyone gets a bonus to saving throws equal to your charisma modifier?
Just wondering how big it is. Is it?
It's 10 feet, and then I think it increases to 30 feet at a higher level. Flippin'. But that's always on... Oh my gosh, Paladin. Okay, we're not here to talk about the Paladin. Or complain about the Paladin. I'm not, So, definitely not complaining about the Paladin ever. I think that's very viable. I genuinely don't know if this is too weak or too strong. Because if you're in a combat where you're fighting spellcasters and stuff, for a whole round, all your allies are getting advantage on their saving throws against those spells. I mean, that can be really good. Or from getting pushed over, or knocked prone, or resisting poison. Or
what if... yeah, that is really good.
I mean,
what if it's the next one that they take? Next saving throw that they take and make. Within the next minute.
Within the next minute?
So on one saving throw.
Right. That sounds kind of confusing and little micromanaging, though. Just because you have to track that for every single character. And it's not like you're giving them a bardic inspiration die to do that or anything.
Wait. Is that the solution?
Oh, using bardic inspiration, you mean?
like using your bardic inspiration die.
Yeah, but you already are having a feature that expends it.
No, not it's not expending it.
Oh, to your saving throw.
Yeah.
But you can already do that. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Wait, we may be on the right track, though.
Saying it simplifies because you just like give them the dice.
Okay, but here's the thing. Because of the third level feature, Confounding Resonance, you're already expending the die to do another thing. And you're not giving that to an ally. So it's a little counterintuitive. Because it's splitting how you're using your bardic inspiration. Instead of going hand in hand. The dancing the jig and creating an aura thing is fine. I mean, it takes the bard's action, right? Like, its turn for that round to give everyone in, let's just say, 15 feet advantage on their saving throws over the next, before their turn, until the beginning of their next turn. Compared to the paladin, who gives an aura to people within 10 feet, and they gain a let's just say, +3 bonus to all their saving throws all the time. The paladin doesn't have to do anything. Obviously, advantage is better than a +3 bonus, but it takes the bard's turn.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, like, maybe we don't compare it to the paladin aura because we can change the paladin aura and we know it's super good.
Right. I think making the aura 30 feet makes this feature broken, but 10 feet? Is it just, I don't know. Is it too niche and weird and it doesn't feel like the magical secret's an extra attack? Because it's like a new kind of action and stuff? I don't know.
Could make it... Alright. I don't want to infringe on the territory of Lesser Restoration, because it is a bard spell.
Right.
Wait.
What's up?
I'm forming an idea in my mind.
Okay.
It might work.
All right. If this isn't good, we're gonna figure this out outside the podcast. I literally forgot. I literally forgot we were recording for a second.
Oh yeah, me too.
And we were just making homebrew together. What's your idea? Present it before the Board of Bards.
What if?
Yep.
Wait.
Yep. Okay.
Wait, it still doesn't make sense yet. It's like some way of like using giving lesser restoration, some way to give us restoration like a 30-foot range instead of touch. You know?
Okay.
I was like, okay, how would we do that? Like, you give them the restoration spell, it's like, oh, you probably already have that. That's something that you want to have. So I don't know, but like,
and that just sounds kind of niche.
Yeah.
All right, this is rough, and we're gonna figure it out outside the podcast. And if you're reading along, you already know what it is, and you're like, "What the heck? What are you guys talking about?" Because you see it right there on your paper. We're gonna figure it out, and then we're gonna write it down. But now you know our process of how we were thinking, and you know what we were thinking about before we came up with whatever's on the paper, and it could be something very similar to what we're talking about right now. This is, not only is it a class rebuild. It's not
always like flowers and bows, you know?
Yeah. Not only is it class rebuild, this is giving you an insider on how to make homebrew. Wow. All right, so we'll figure that out. I think the other college stuff, Great. Good little subclass features.
All
All right.
14th. Oh, I do have one gripe about College of Valor, which we can get to after this. Let's continue on the train of thought. 14th level for College of Spectacle.
Wait, you want to do this outside of podcast, you're saying, or you want to do it right now?
We can just finish it after we finish the College of Spectacle.
Okay.
I have one thing to say about the College of Valor.
We'll figure it out. You'll see all the differences of what we've made and stuff. Hopefully you guys like this one. It is not as crazy of a rebuild as the Barbarian. The Barbarian, we added and changed a lot of stuff. But that's because we had a lot of gripes with the Barbarian, and we really don't have that with the Bard. So we just made it a little different. Once again, you choose your subclass at first level. The Magical Secrets thing. We love Bards. They're already a great class, so we were just putting in our little 2 cents here with this one.
I hope you guys have enjoyed this week. We'll get this PDF, or no, it's gonna be PDF. We'll get this doc out into the Discord, so make sure that you're in our Discord so you can read through the finished product and see all of our ideas come to life. And next week's episode is what? Let me look it up here.
We're talking about different RPG systems, you guys.
Ooh, yes.
So fun. So we're gonna talk about D20 system, Genesis, all the cool stuff. Hey, guys, if you really liked what we did with the Bard, splitting up the Magical Secrets, if you hated us removing Counter Charm, you can go ahead and yell at us or whatever on our Discord. We really want to spark conversation. We want to hear what you guys think about these class rebuilds. Also, if you never got a chance to talk about the Barbarian one and you want to talk about that one as well, let's talk about it in the Discord. Give us your thoughts. Give us what you would change. We would love to connect with you guys on the Discord. And look out for the Cleric one next month, which I'm excited for. Because I think the Cleric...
I already have some ideas for it.
Yep.
And stuff can change. Alright. Until next time.
Don't play a Mystic.
Use Counter Charm.